Paper name is Operations Research and Optimization Technique for the stream MCA. Paper code is MCA 304. Paper name is Operations Research for the BTech courses. Paper code is CS 505A. Today we are going to learn the module 1 linear programming problem, part of the lecture 2 and part of the lecture 3 for both the paper code CS 505A and paper code MCA 304. Today I am going to cover the topics, that is the part of the lecture 2 and part of the lecture 3, that is the mathematical formulation with the example. I try to explain all the things. Let us consider an example. With the example, I try to explain how to formulate the mathematical model for a linear programming problem. Example 1, two mines example. This problem is known as the two mines problem. The two mines company own two different mines that produce an ore which, after being the crushed, is graded into the three classes. After grinding or crush, it's graded into the three classes. That three classes is the high, medium, and the low grade. Three grade available after the crust, the ore. One is the high, medium, and the low grade. The company has contracted to provide a melting plant with the 12 tons of high grade. That means at least they need the 12 tons of the high grade, 8 tons of the medium grade, and 24 tons of the low grade. Ore per week. This is the target, their per week target. Two mines have the defined operating characteristic at the detail below. There the two mines is there, and there is the operating characteristic is there, and that is that characteristic is given in the below. Because this problem is not accommodated in the one slide, so we have to consider the two slides. This is the table is given how they are operating of the two mines problem. Two mines is given as the one mine is the X, another mine is the Y, and the production per ton, and this is the cost of the 180 per production ton, 180 K. It is given in a K in the thousand notation. 180, and for the mine Y is the 160 per day. High grade is available for the mine X is 6 and for Y is 1 after the crest, or the grade is available. For the mine X, medium is 3 and 1, and low grade is available for the mine X, and 6 is available from the mine Y. This the characteristic and the detail of the data is given. From that we have to calculate what they are asking. Consider that mines cannot be operated in the weekend. That means that mines are not operated in the 7 days of the week. How many days per week should each mine be operated to fulfill the smelting plant contract? So that normally we are considering in this case the 5 days week. We can also consider the 6 days week. According to that, problem formulation will be that way. So first problem we try to explain in the details. After that we explain whatever the things we need to explain, that we will discuss. In this first problem we want to discuss in a detail. This is the part of the solution. What is the case? That means the what are the assumption we are taking. To explore, this is the part of the solution. Now step by step we move to formation the constraint variables. First is the variable, then the constraints, then the objective function, then we combine all the things in a one model. To explore the two minds problem further, we might simply guess, that is, use our judgment. How many days per week to work and see how they turn out. In this case, we have to guess something. Yeah, how many days the minds are working. Normally, we are considering they are the 5 days working. That is the limitation of that, or we can consider the 6 days working day. Work 1 day a week on X and 1 day a week on Y. This is our assumption we are considering. Work 1 day a week on X and 1 day a week on Y. This does not seem like a good guess, as its result is only the 7, because this is the assumption. If we assume that the mind 1 X is working in a week 1 day and mind Y is working in 1 day in a week, that is not the good guess. This does not seems like a good guess, as its result is only the 7 tons a day of high grade, insufficient to meet the contract. For that explanation, I have to move to this. This is if it is the working 1 day, 6 and 7, but that the restrictions is that how many for this, the 12, 8 and 24 is their capacity. This will be the 4 instead of the 8, and this will be the 10 instead of the 24. High grade, insufficient to meet the contract, the requirement for the 12 tons for the second grade, 12 tons of the high grade, because 12 tons capacity is there, at least 12 tons. We say that such a solution is not the feasible. This seems like a better guess, as it results in the sufficient ore to meet the contract. We say that such a solution is feasible, however, it is quite expensive, costly. We would like to solution which supplies what is necessary under the contract at minimum cost. Logically, such a minimum cost solution to this decision problem must exist. However, even if we keep guessing, we can never be sure whether we have found this minimum cost solution or not. Fortunately, our structure approach will enable us to find the minimum cost solution. So in this way, it is not possible by guessing to find out the minimum cost. Maybe we can find the better we can formulate, then we proceed. What we have is a verbal description of the two minds problem. What we need to do is to translate that verbal description into a equivalent mathematical description. So without guessing that, instead of that, if we move to from that the whatever the written in English, simple English language, from that we have to first find out the variables, and from that variables we have to formulate a mathematical model. That is the best thing. In dealing with this problem of this kind, we often do best to consider them in the order. First, we have to find out the variables. Then, according to the conditions, we have to formulate the constraints and the objective functions, and also the non-negativity conditions. That is the fourth one. This process is often called the formulating the problem, or more strictly formulating a mathematical representation of the problem. So whatever we are doing, that is the mathematical representation of the given problem. That is the part of the linear programming problem. Variables. First, we have to take or decision the variables. What are the variables? Variable means those are the unknowns to us. Those have to find out the values, and that values, out of the values we will get the values more than one values of the x, and out of this one or more one gives us the optimum value of the objective function. So these variables is, or decision variables, is known as the unknowns. We have the two decision variables in this problem because we have the two mines. First, we select the how many days of the mine X is working and how many days is the mine Y is working. Let X be the number of days per week mine X is operated. This is the one variable, and Y the number of days per week mine Y is operated, and both are the real, and number of days is never be negative, it is the positive one. That's why both x and y greater than equal to 0, and they should satisfy the non-negativity conditions. These are the non-negativity conditions: x greater than equal to 0 and y greater than equal to 0. It is the best to first put each constraint into the words and then express it in a mathematical form. To our simplicity, again I am copied here the table. From that we can formulate. We considered that x is the variable that the mine x is operated in a week, and y is the variable small y, the mine y is operated in a week. So what we'll get in a week, we'll get 6x plus 1y, that is the high grade quality. 3x plus 1y is the medium grade quality, and 4x plus 6y we will get the low grade quality, and this gives us the profit, that is the production. That means 180x plus 160y. With the help of that we will get the objective function. It is best to use the constant in words that is already there. Ore production constraint. So since the constraint is related to the ore production, one is the high, medium and low. Balance the amount produced with the quantity required under the melting plant contract. So from the previous table, I already explained 6x plus 1y. What are the limitation is that minimum production should be 12 ton for the high, minimum production for the medium is 8 ton, minimum production is 24 ton for the low grade. So from that we can write 6x plus 1y greater than equal to 12 for the high grade, medium grade 3x plus 1y greater than equal to 8, and for the low grade 4x plus 6y greater than equal to 24. And also the characteristic of x and y, it is also there. That means x is the mine capital X working per week, and y is the mine y is operated days in a week. So days per week, this is the another constant, that was the ore production constant, and this is the operated mines days constant. Days per week constant, we cannot work more than a certain maximum number of days, 7 days a week, so we cannot work more than 7, but maximum factory and office working is 5 days or the 6 days. So in this simplicity, we are considering the 5 days week. Otherwise, we can consider also 6 days week. Then this will be x less than equal to 5 and y less than equal to 5. And also we can change it x less than equal to 6, y less than equal to 6. And another also x greater than equal to 0 and y greater than equal to 0. That is the non-negativity conditions. Inequality constants. Note, we have an inequality here rather than an equality. This implies that we may produce more of some grade of ore than we need. In fact, we have the general rule. Instead of the producing, the first case is the 12, we can produce more than that. In the second case, 8, we can produce more than that. Third case, that means the low case, 24, we can produce more than that. Note, we have an inequality here rather than an equality. This implies that we may produce more of some grade of ore than we need. In fact, we have the general rule. Given a choice between an equality and an inequality choice. The inequality, for example, if we choose an equality for the ore production constant, we have the 3 equations. Instead of the inequality, if we choose the equality, we will get 6x plus y equal to 12, 3x plus y is equal to 8, and 4x plus 6y is equal to 24. And there are no values of x and y which satisfy all 3 equations. The problem is therefore said to be over constant. If we do this, we cannot find out the value of x and y which satisfy 3 at a time. This problem therefore said to be a over constraint. For example, the values of x and y which satisfies 6x plus y is equal to 12 and 3x plus y is equal to 8 are x is equal to 4 by 3 and y is equal to 4. But these values do not satisfy 4x plus 6y is equal to 24 because here the 2 variable and the 3 equations is there. The reason for this general rule is that choosing an inequality rather than an equality gives us the more flexibility in the optimizing. Optimizing means maximizing or the minimizing. The objective deciding the values for the decision variables that optimize the objective. So instead of considering the equality, better if we consider the inequality. Sometimes it may be the greater than equal to, sometimes it may be the less than equal to. Implicit constant. Constants such as days per week constant are often called the implicit constant because they are implicit in the definitions of the variables that depends upon our guess or the choice or depends upon the company policy or the factory policy. Objective. Again, in words, our objective is presumably to minimize cost. That means we have to minimize the cost and maximize the production. Cost which is involved to the production is 180x plus 160y because 180k per day production cost for the X mine and 160k is cost for the per day for the mine Y, and X and Y are the working day variable for the mine X and Y. So These are the cost involved related to the mine X and Y, which we have to minimize. That's why 180x plus 160y should be minimized. Hence, we have the complete mathematical representation of the problem as we can write minimize 100x plus 160y. This is the objective function. So this is our objective. We have to minimize this. We can write here z equal to 180x plus 160y. Subject to the constant. Subject to the constant, we can write this is minimized z equal that we can write subject to 6x plus y greater than equal to 12, 3x plus y greater than equal to 8, 4x plus 6y greater than equal to 24, x less than equal to 5, y less than equal to 5. Instead of this, we can write x less than equal to 6 and y less than equal to 6. When we are writing less than equal to 6, we have to write the 6 days week. In this case, it is 5 days week. And x and y greater than equal to 0, it is satisfying the non-negative. So this is the complete mathematical model of the two mines problem. That is the example 1. I think it is clear to you, all of you. Now, notes is there. The mathematical problem given above has the form all variables continuous, that is can take the fractional values also. A single objective function that may be the maximize or minimize. We have only one objective function, not the more than one objective function. The objective and the constants are linear. This mathematical formulation is the linear, because we are handling here the linear programming problem, and how it is linear that we are explaining here. See, this is linear because is 180x and 160y. This is the objective function is linear. This constant is linear. No, here is the product of x or the higher power of x and y. Nowhere in the objective function and also in the constant. So that's why objective function and all the constants are linear. That's why it is the linear mathematical model of the given problem. The objective and the constants are linear. That is, any terms is either a constant or a constant multiplied by an unknown. As for example, 24, 4x, 6y are the linear terms. Nowhere is the terms like that xy or the higher power of x and y. Here x, y and x square is a non-linear term. Any formulation which satisfies these three conditions is called a linear program, LP. Three parties there. Where the three parties there, one is the objective function and the constants and the non-negativity conditions. This part all are the linear, then it is called the linear program. We have implicitly assumed that it is permissible to work in a fractions of days problems where this is not permissible and the variable must take the integer value. In this case, we are considered the fraction part of the days may be worked. If it is not there, only it is given the full days of work should be there. That means must the integer values of the day working. Then the values of the x and y should be the integer value. In this case, that model is known as the integer programming, IP. That means all the values of the unknowns and the decision variable should be the value is integer value. This problem is a decision problem. We have taken a real world situation and constructed an equivalent mathematical representation. Such a representation is often called a mathematical model of the real world situation, and the process by which the model is obtained is called formulating the model. So whatever the mathematical model we get, that is the decision making problem. That call is the formulating the model. Just to confuse things, the mathematical model of the problem is sometimes called the formulation of the problem. Formulation means actually we are doing the mathematical model. Objective function, constant, and the non-negativity restrictions. Having obtained or the mathematical model, we hopefully have some quantitative method which will enable us to numerically solve the model, that is obtain a numerical solution. Such a quantitative method is often called an algorithm for solving the model. First, we are trying to find out the model, and that model we have to solve. That is the few methods is there to solve this by using the algorithm, and we will get the numerical solutions of the model, and that solution gives us the optimum value of the objective function. Essentially, an algorithm for a particular model is a set of instructions which, when followed in a step-by-step fashion, will produce a numerical solution to that model. Our model has an objective, that is something which we are trying to optimize. Having obtained the numerical solution of our model, we have to translate that solution back into the real world situation. That means whatever the methods we are considering to solve the mathematical model, that is an objective functions and the constants. With the help of the non-negativity conditions, we have to use the step analysis or the step algorithms to solve that. We will get a numerical solution of that, the decision variables or the unknowns, which gives us the optimum value of the objective function, that is either maximum or minimum value of the objective function according to the given problem. And this is our real world situation problem. Now, what is the what? Now we are coming to the give approximately definitions of the what. So many scientists and so many management persons given the definitions of the what in different way. What is the representation of a real world systems by mathematical models together with the use of quantitative methods. Quantitative methods means the algorithms for solving such models with a view to optimizing. This way we can say also the operations research. What is the definitions of operations research or the what? Another way we can say also Operations research OR is a systematic method oriented study of the basic structures, characteristics, functions, and relationships of an organization to provide the executive with a sound scientific and quantitative basis for decision making. So many ways we can define or we can say the definitions of the operations research or the work. Because whatever the steps or algorithm we are using to formulate that, that is the, we are calling that the systematic method oriented study. First, we have to study or listen the problem that we have to write in a language, simple language. Then to find out the variables, and also same time we have to collect the data, study of the basic structure, characteristic, function, whatever the functions is relation, what are the relations between the variables, all the things of an organization. Organization means the organization related problem or whatever they want to solve their problem, to provide the executive with a sound scientific and the quantitative. That means the algorithm is their basis for the decision making. Ultimately, we have to formulate the mathematical model, and that we have to solve and find out the solution of that, the unknowns or the decision variable. Then after that, management can take the decision. So this way we can say also, or this way also. So many definitions is there. More than 10 to 20 definitions is there. You can find out from the searching the net also. I am considering the another example too. Now I am considering the another example, that is the example 2. A manufacturer has two types of the machine to choose from. He must have at least A type of the machine and B type of the machine. The cost of the machine is 1000 for the type A and rupees 1200 for the type B. The floor area taken by the two types of the machines are 4 meters square and the 5 meters square respectively. The total cost must not exceed is 15,000. Whatever the budget is given, that is the maximum is 15,000 to buy the machine A type and the B type. And the total available floor space is 40 meters square. So one question is that how many A type machine and the B type machine we can purchase? That we have to formulate. That is the one part. To find the constraining relations under which the LPP is to be formulated, let X to find the constraining relations under which the LPP is to be formulated. So first we have to formulate the LPP, that is the linear programming problem or the mathematical model. So for that we are considering the two decision variables. One variable is related to the type A, another variable is related to the machine B. So let X and Y be the number of types A and type B machine respectively, that is parts chosen by the manufacturer. Then obviously the inequalities will be, what is the limitations is there, that is the money restriction. This is called the money constraints is there. So what is the purchase cost of the machine type A is the 1000 and machine type B is the 1200. So 1000x plus 1200y obviously less than equal to 15,000 because we have the limitations of the money is the 15,000. So this is known as the our money constants or and another is there 5x plus 6y less than equal to 75 is given. Space is available is there. How many space? Huh. 4 meter square and 5 meter square is there. Here the few data are missing is there. For the two limitations is there. One is the case of 5 meter square and the 6 meter square. For that time it is the floor limitations is the 75 meter square and another constant is there. This is one constant is there 4 meter square and the 5 meter square. This is the related to the floor space that is given available 40 meter square. One constant is given that is related to one data is missing. This is given for the 4x, that is this part is given 4 meter square and 5 meter square respectively. In this case, that is the total floor space is given is the 40 meter square and another floor space conditions is given that is 5x and 6y is the 75 meter square. So two conditions is given there. So one, the floor space condition constant and the it is given, it is taking the x is greater than equal to 3 and y is greater than equal to 1. So this constraint is the given there for the type machine A. B is it is always on greater than 1, at least greater than 1. That means for the type B machine should be greater than 1. That means at least purchase 1, and for the machine A at least purchase 3 or more. Suppose now that the manufacturer estimates the weekly profit from the output as the rupees 120 for each type A machines and rupees 100 for each type the B machine, then how can he find the combination giving the maximum profit? The profit on the X type A machine is the rupees 120x and on Y type B machine is the rupees 100y, so that the total profit is the rupees 120x plus 100y. Thus the problem is to find the x and y which will maximize the objective function p equal to 120x plus 100y subject to the constraint 1, 2, 3 and 4 above. 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2 is the constant for the floor space, 3 for the restrictions of the purchase. That means at least for the type A, and 4 is the at least 1 for the B type. So along with this is our the objective function. This is the maximize this subject to the constant this, and also x and y greater than equal to 0. Here X and Y are the decision variables. This is the one type of the formulation. Now I am considering the another example. Example 3. A farm can produce 3 types of the cloths, say A, B and C. That is the types of the cloth. 3 kinds of the wool are required for it. So to prepare the clothes A and B, C, we need the 3 types of the wools. We require for it, say, the red wool, green wool and the blue wool. 1 unit length of type A cloth needs 2 yards of the red wool and 3 yards of the blue wool. So type A, we no need the green wool. 1 unit length of type B clothes needs 3 yards of red wool, 2 yards of green wool and the 2 yards of blue wool. And 1 unit of type C clothes needs 5 yards of green wool and 4 yards of blue wool. So type C, we no need the red wool. The farm has only a stock of 8 yards of red wool, 10 yards of green wool and 15 yards of blue wool. This is the restrictions of given of the stock of the red wool, green wool and the blue wool. It is assumed that the income obtained from the 1 unit length of the type A cloth is rupees 3 from the type A. Type of B cloth is the rupees 5 and the type C cloth is the rupees 4. Formulate a problem. How should the farm use the available material so as to maximize the income? Because this problem related to income. Income means it is profit. That's why this problem should be the maximize the income from the finished clothes, assuming that all units produced are sold. Whatever the production done, all material should be sold. That is the one is given. Here assumptions is there to solve the problem. Solution. So 3 types of the clothes is there and required is the 3 types of the wool. So that is we try to represent in a table and it is be easy for us to formulate the problem if we write the data in a tabular form. Let the farm produces X1, X2 and X3 quantities in yards of type A, B and C cloths respectively. Hence it will use. Now before going to the formulation, I am trying to represent in a table and from that I try to explain the things how we can formulate. So production for the A type is X1, production of B type is X2 and production of C3 is C is X3. And for the type A, our income is rupees 3, that means rupees 3 is our the profit. For B, rupees 5 and for C is rupees 4. So these 3 are the profits related to the type ABC respectively. For the type A, we need the 2 unit yards of the red wool, no green wool, 3 units of blue wool for the type A clothes. For the type B, we need 3 unit red, 2 unit green and 2 unit the blue wool. And for the C type, we need only the 5 unit green and 4 unit blue. So from that we can formulate this way: 2x1, 3x2. There are no requirement of the red. So 2x1, 3x2 is less than equal to 8 because our stock is 8. We cannot use more than that. So 2x1 plus 3x2 less than equal to 8. So for the green rule, we can write 2x2. This is the x2 is variable. So 2x2, 5x3 less than equal to 10. Because this consumption never be exceed how much we can consume, that never be exceed the 10 because we have the stock only the 10 only, 10 unit. So 2x2, 5x3 less than equal to 10. For the blue wool we get for the x1 for the type A, x2 for the type B, and x3 for the type C. So 3x1, 2x2, 4x3 less than equal to 15. So these three is our the three constant. x1, x2, x3 is greater than equal to 0 because they never be the negative value because it is the measurement of that, and positive measurement stock is the positive, it never be the negative. These are the income 3x1, 5x2 and 4x3 we have to maximize. So that is our the objective function. Let's see. Let the firm produces x1, x2, x3 quantities in yards of type A, B and C clothes respectively. Hence it will use so 2x1 for A, 3x2 for B yards red wool, 2x2 for B, 5x3 for C yards green wool, and for the blue wool 3x1 for A, 2x2 for B and 4x3 for C yards blue. So these are the consumption of the red wool, green wool and the blue wool. And what are the total income we get? 3x1, 5x2 and 4x3. So we can write in our the notation as maximize z equal to 3x1 plus 5x2 plus 4x3 subject to 2x1 plus 3x2 less than equal to 8 because this is the stock of the red wool. 2x2 plus 5x3 less than equal to 10. This is the green wool stock. 3x1 plus 2x2 plus 4x3 less than equal to 15. x1, x2, x3 greater than equal to 0. So this is our the mathematical model of the given problem. If I get the time, so later on I discuss the another few problems. Next class, that is the part of the lecture 3, then the lecture 4, we start to discuss about the convex set and the related terms. What is called the convex set and the few theorems and the definitions is there related to the convex set. What is called the convex set, and as soon as we learn the convex set, then we can say the solution, that is the feasible. First is the solution, then we learn the solution, basic and non-basic solution, feasible solution and optimal or optimum solution, etc. And also the few definitions is there that we learn in the next class. So always the solution is lies within the feasible solution, always lies within the convex set. So next day we learn in a details, unless until we learn the convex set and this definition, another few definition. So it would not be clear to us the how we will get and apply the step algorithm to find out the optimum solution. after the mathematical model formulation, how we'll get the optimal solution. That is the defined methods is there. That method we learn in the fifth and the sixth lecture class, and so on.